City.
Actually, that's spot on.
It is spot on.
All the competition that try to compete.
Everything is spot on.
What's up, family? We're back at Spot On Sports. This is another episode of My Point Exactly. I'm your host, Jermaine. Got my boy Trey here with me. Hot Take Trey in the building.
Let's go. Let's get it. Hot take. Let's go. I'm like Earl Spence. I don't never lose.
Oh, yeah. You think you're undisputed, huh? Well, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Recently, six-time All-Star forward Paul George recently signed a max contract with the LA Clippers that guarantees him over $226 million over the next 5 years. Do you think the Clippers made the right move by extending Paul George's contract?
I'm gonna say I'm sorry to all the side of the bad boys in LA because they'll be hit a lot because I feel like for the next 5 years, I don't think he's gonna live up to that contract. Like me personally, like I don't feel like Paul George is I guess he's a max player because he put up numbers, but I wouldn't have gave it to him because I just don't believe in Paul George. He didn't come back the same Paul George that he was before he broke his leg. He don't have the same alpha dog mentality that he had in Indiana. It seemed like at OKC and now with the Clippers, it's like he's a beta, and but he feel like he's Kawhi without the accolades. That's how I feel like in LA, without the rumors coming out. Like he feel like he can do what Kawhi do because Kawhi shows up late, rumoredly. He does all that, and Paul George try to do the same thing. And I feel like the Clippers locker room don't like that, and I don't know. I wouldn't have paid him because I can't justify paying him after he played the way he played. Like I would have waited half a season. And if he balled out half the season, then I probably would have gave him a contract extension. But right now, I wouldn't lock myself into 5 years of Paul George because I just don't believe in him. I don't believe that he could be the second best player on the championship team. And right now, that's what he is, contract wise, because they're gonna try to extend Kawhi.
All right. Well, I got to say, that sounds good, but I disagree just because if they didn't pay Paul George, who else they going to get? What else do they got? Trey's gone. You got the six man, but I mean, he's the six man. He not meant for the starting lineup for a reason. We need him to stay the six man. Kawhi needs somebody by his side. So by them giving Paul George the contract, I think it does long-term help them. May not see the Clippers be that top contender immediately right now, but I feel like there's still one or two pieces from being up there, at least contending with the Lakers, because Houston, we don't know what Houston's going to bring. The Warriors coming back from injury. Denver, they're still a young team, even though we've seen them, they got some high caliber wins in the playoffs in the bubble this past season, but we still don't know what Denver's going to bring until playoff time come around. We're going to have to still wait and see. So I feel like by them signing Paul George, he's a veteran. He's 30 years old. That's somebody who can still bring a lot of leadership to your team, and he plays both ways.
Hold on. You said leadership? What leadership Paul George bringing? Boy, he ain't no dang leader. He the main reason why they in the situation
let me rephrase that.
Kind of
I won't say leadership. He has experience.
What experience? Losing the first round? Losing the first round?
With Danny Granger?
Man, bro, that was years ago, dog. That was years ago. He was, bro.
Russell Westbrook playing alongside. Now he's playing alongside Kawhi Leonard.
No, bro. Since he came to the West, he got put out 2 times. One time he got put out against Utah in Game 6 when Russ dropped 45, and this man went 2 of 16 and dropped 5 points. That's the man you pay. That's the leadership you want. Now hold on, that ain't the only time everybody's like he had a bad game. What about the very next year when he was guarding Dame and Dame sent him home waiting, bye. You gonna play that man? And then the year after that. If they don't get, I'm not done.
There's nobody else. No one else.
Then this so-called leader that you said he had, his experience that he bring, he talked all that trash against Dame with Patrick Beverly left and he got sent home, and then Game 7 of the semifinals of the West, he's getting the side of the backboard. Come on,
He
dog.
did.
He
He
ain't
did
no
get sent
man.
home.
He come up small, dog. I'm not paying that man. He come up. Why you think he signed before Kawhi? There's a reason why he signed before Kawhi. Might not want to play with that man. He might slow play.
You know
this.
why? You know why?
He might slow
because
play.
Because Kawhi wants to go to Los Angeles when LeBron leaves. That's why Kawhi not signing with the Clippers right now. Best believe Kawhi wants to be in Los Angeles.
LeBron ain't
Just
leaving,
like Paul
LeBron
George
ain't
wants to be
leaving,
in
dog.
Los Angeles. They're Southern California kids, Southern California men. So they want to be home. I understand. I understand why the Clippers gave them that contract, because that's where they're from. They just have that Southern California bond. But at the same time, like I said, the Clippers have nowhere else to go. Nowhere else to go. So signing Paul George,
I guess you're a little right, because they did trade out of draft picks for him. So I guess you got to give him an extension. But I wouldn't pay him. I would let that man walk.
Paul George said himself. He said, "I owe the franchise and the organization a championship." At this point, he's putting the weight on his shoulders.
Now, this
He's
the
not
same,
going to do it himself.
Man,
Hopefully, we see a better PG.
This is the same Paul George that said he wanted to be in OKC for the rest of his career. Come on, dog. Paul George said whatever is on his mind at the time, dog. He's a firm of the player.
I believe the Clippers thing though, because he's from Southern California.
That don't mean nothing. He said he wanted to be in Indiana and he left there. Come on, bro. Paul George all talk, man. That's all he do. He wanted all the smoke and he was blowing smoke, but it wasn't good smoke.
He's not gonna leave Los Angeles, I'm sure. Indiana, it's Indiana. Who wants to live in Indiana? I'm sure he's saying these things because he likes his teammates. He's being real nice to his teammates. He had a Danny Granger up in Indiana.
Bro,
he had Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma. Now you're in your own backyard.
Bro, if he wanted to be in LA so bad, he should have went there when LeBron was there. There was an opportunity for him to go with LeBron. Now I'm gonna stay here and ride Russ coattail, and then after a year, when Kawhi called me, I'm gonna ride his coattail. Bro, he's a beta dog. That's all he is, man. Let's call a spade, man. And I read that the Lou Williams and the Patrick Beverleys and the Herald, they didn't have no problem with Kawhi getting special treatment because they know what he brings. He brought championships. They had a problem with Paul George because he ain't did nothing. What has Paul George done that's so different from Lou Williams?
Paul George, and I'm not even gonna get into that discussion. That's a whole nother debate. But we know he's not Kawhi Leonard, and he doesn't deserve the same, let's say, the same freedom that Kawhi may get. You know, he should be treated more so like everybody else.
Therefore, he's not top 15. He getting treated like everybody else. And he don't deserve that contract.
He deserves